carry on from what I was saying last time. Alzheimer's is great, I can't remember, but never mind. The Regimental Museum in Brecon. We'll do a little bit of history on it. Now, prior to 1939, the regimental artefacts were kept in the sergeants' and officers' mess, and they travelled around with the battalion. But it got to the stage where there was so much that they were kept in the regimental depot. And the ones that was in Coed back in the 60s, after it was opened, 62, you'll find that at the entrance to the camp, there was a little museum, and it was of the brigade. So it had the Welsh Regiment, South Wales Borders, Royal Welsh Fusiliers. And it wasn't a bad museum, but it gave you an insight into the regiment. Because the regiments couldn't take all the artefacts with them, they were put into storage, and in this place here, in the barracks in Brecon, they were put into the keep. And the museum up the road offered space for the regiment to display some of their kit. And it was displayed up there for a couple of years. The archivist and the curator decided that they would like the room back. So all the kit had to move back down to the keep within the Brecon barracks. They then needed the keep for things like the signals and storage and restricted items. And the museum had to move the stuff again. But they were offered this building that we're in now. Now, this building is the oldest military building in Brecon. And it was built around 1801 as an armoury. And it kept a couple of thousand rifles, or wrong, muskets at that time, bayonets and swords. And while they were kept there, the rest of the camp was being built. The museum moved in. Now, what you've got to think of is from the time that the armoury and the rest of the camp was built, this museum, up until 1964, had been a guard room, and this is not in any particular order, a guard room, a cookhouse, an overflow store for the QMs, a tentage store. Upstairs was a sergeant's mess. It's been a multitude. And in 1964, it got turned over as a regimental museum of the South Wales Borders Monmouthshire Regiment. The amount of kit that they got in it is, best way to say it is that the amount of kit that was liberated by the soldiers and presented to the museum, it must be one of the best regimental museums in the country. I say it is because I won't go to any other museum because I don't want to lower my standards. So it is a good museum. They've got stuff in here that you wouldn't see anywhere else. This was the Regimental Museum of the South Wales Borders of Monmouth up until 1969. But on the amalgamation, it became the Regimental Museum of the Royal Regiment of Wales, which incorporated the Welsh and the South Wales Borders. Today, it is now the Regimental Museum of the Royal Welsh. And there is a museum in Cardiff, firing line, but this is the only regimental museum of the Royal Welsh that I know of in Wales. And you're going to come back and say, what about the one in Carnarvon, in the castle? Well, Carnarvon is the Regimental Museum of the Royal Welsh Fusiliers, not the Royal Welsh. So this is the museum of the Royal Welsh. You can come and look at it. You can have a walk around. The staff are quite amenable. Until I'm in here, and I'm not. But never mind, you can always come and talk around. We'll take you around and we'll show you some of the artefacts. And this year now is going to be a cracking summer. I said 3 Marys last night and now Father tonight, so we'll have a good summer. And I hope to see you all in the future. Now, one of the weapons that you can see here is called a swift rifle. And on our next demo, I will show you what a swift rifle is, the story I've been told, why we've got it, and where it is today. So please visit the museum. Once it's gone, it's gone. And you can't say when you're on your deathbed, I wish I'd gone there, because we don't let the undertakers in. Speak to you later. Bye.